As a baby, I was very happy and social. My mom says there was hardly ever a time when I was not smiling or trying to interact with others. Erickson would have said I came out of the trust versus mistrust stage very favorably. Both my parents worked, so I was in daycare starting when I was 3 months old. This allowed me to interact with many different people and caused me to be a very trusting child. Montessori would have loved my daycare experience because I went to a Montessori daycare and preschool. Getting the chance to go to a school that let me direct my own learning and practice real-life skills helped me become independent and curious about the world around me. Dewey would also have loved how I was able to ask questions and take part in my own learning. When I was 2.5, my little sister Paige was born. At first, this affected my safety needs in a negative way because I felt less secure with a new person taking my parents' attention away from me. However, I soon loved being a big sister and my needs were restored. As I moved into Erickson's initiative versus guilt stage, my love of independence became very clear. I loved directing my own activities and deciding when I wanted to do something. It was also very clear that I was in Piaget's pre-operational stage. One of my favorite games was to pretend my baby sister was my pet dog and make her do tricks. I was very egocentric and Paige always had to do what I wanted. Throughout elementary school, I was on level 2 of Kohlberg's ladder of moral development. I had the good girl orientation of following all the rules. I did what I was told at home and at school. I was very concerned with pleasing my parents and teachers. When I was in 5th grade, my family moved from Minnesota, where all of my family and friends were, to Illinois. This move was very hard on me. My belongingness and love needs were not being met because I was having a hard time making friends. I became quiet and shy as opposed to my normal, talkative, outgoing self. For this reason, I leaned more towards the unfavorable outcome of Erickson's intimacy versus isolation stage. As I made friends throughout middle school, I got closer to the favorable outcome of that stage. The moment I truly moved towards the favorable side was freshman year of high school when I met my best friend Maggie. In high school, I got involved in musicals and choir, which really helped me discover some of my intelligences. Being a part of drama productions helped me see that I was musically and interpersonally intelligent. I could pick up songs quickly and worked well with others in the shows. This also helped to fulfill my esteem needs. Being recognized for being a part of school productions gave me a feeling of accomplishment. It also showed how I was in the formal operational stage. I was able to play another person on stage and to think abstractly about how that person would act. My high school experience was overall something I truly enjoyed. It was the first time I felt comfortable with who I was, and when I stopped caring so much about what others thought. Erickson would say that this was because I came out of the identity versus confusion stage favorably. My learning experience was something that Dewey might not have been so happy with. I went to a private high school with a strict curriculum. There weren't very many opportunities for me to take part in my own learning. Classes were pretty much scheduled for us until senior year, when there was a little more freedom to choose classes we wanted to take. The few classes I had where I felt comfortable asking questions and interacting with my teacher and the material were always my favorite. Senior year of high school was a time in my life when I really started to become a self-actualized person. I was doing my best in school and felt very happy with my life. I was doing well in the intimacy versus isolation stage and had made close friendships, which I know will last through college. Graduating from high school was a very proud moment in my life when I knew I had done my best and accomplished great things. As college approached, I was very excited to go off and be truly independent. It shook up my life a bit because at first my needs for safety, security, and relationships were not being met as well as they had been before. However, I quickly grew very comfortable and Butler became like a second home. I've made friendships here that I know will last for the rest of my life. College is the time I felt like my educational experience fit with Dewey's ideas the best. My education classes here are where I am not only allowed, but encouraged to ask questions and interact with my learning. They have only solidified the fact that I want to be a teacher. Being in the formal operational stage, I am able to think about my future classroom and the ways I want to teach. I want to teach high school because those were my favorite years in school. I want to change all the things that didn't work when I was a student. Studying these theorists has given me a new insight to how to teach for high school-aged kids. I have a better understanding of how they learn. I can see how my intelligences, interpersonal, linguistic, and others, will help me differentiate learning for my students. Examining my developmental history has really made me excited to see where my life will go from here.